swing to the finish.
Oh my God!
And you touched on a little bit about maybe who's next for O'Malley. And I'm just wondering, what is the likelihood that it would be Merab? I know that there's some controversy of him not wanting to fight. He wants Aljo to have the rematch. What's your idea for that?
Everybody in this room and everybody who watches this video knows how I feel about this shit. Yeah. Yeah, I hate it. Hate it. And if that's... Why did you even get into this sport if that's your mentality and the way that you think? I don't even want the title. I don't even want the championship. We're friends. We're this. We're that. This is not... You can be friends with everybody in this business. There's a lot of nice people in this business, a lot of good people. This is not about friendship. This is about finding out who the best in the world is. And if you don't want to find out who the best in the world is, this is not the place for you. You should be somewhere else. There's plenty of places to fight where they don't give a shit what you do. Doesn't work here.
If they settle, what would you want in a settlement? What would be the... If the UFC came and goes, okay, we don't want to go to trial, we want to settle, what would be what you would settle for? Or would you, we're going to the trial, we want everything. If it were up to you, which I know it isn't entirely up to you, what would you say about that? What do you want in a settlement?
So two things there. I've been smart with my money over the years. I'm not in a bad position. It's not my number one concern, but it is number one because there are a lot of guys who need those damages. They had a lot of money stolen from them, and they're not in the place that I am, and they need to recover the money that was stolen from them. So that's extremely important that those guys who are suffering, who didn't get the money they should have gotten, didn't get the respect they should have gotten, get paid out. That's number one. Number two is structural changes. I want some, you got to do one of two things in order to make it an actual sport. You either have to get rid of exclusionary contracts that allow fighters to fight for any title, or you have to create an independent sanctioning body to host the title, and then all promotions fight for those titles. That's the only way to have a free and open market here. So if we get injunctive relief and the judge is like, well, I'm going to limit MMA contracts to 1 year max. That's a pretty damn good start. Imagine that. Imagine if a company in MMA could only sign an athlete for 1 year. What would that do for that person? What kind of opportunities would lay in front of that person to make more money, because other promotions would actually be able to bid on them?
And you're fighting Spivak. He's been booked for 5 rounds before, but he's never gone 25 minutes. You have. So how much do you feel like that's going to play to your advantage?
This is a big news for me, you see. I was really sure he did already 5 rounds. But no matter. I just want to be the best version of myself. We did a lot during the camp. We had a big guy, Cyril Marais, a champion in the World Cup, but also in the Olympic game in judo. And everybody know Spivak have a big background in the judo, and he used very well during this fight. And so that's why we did a big focus on it. Like every time, we think we are maybe better on the striking game. So for sure, you're gonna go on this way to try to push me and to have a clinch and to go down.
And one more from me. Tom Aspinall is supposed to be coming here. You responded to him on Twitter. He said he wants the winner of this fight. Do you see that as a kind of a logical next step for you if you can beat Spivak?
The better way for me, no, not this way. The better way for me, the better schema for me is to do exactly what we did the last years. To put a big message on this Saturday. And the message is, I'm still here, I want to go back to the belt. This is my better way, to go the short way to go to the belt.
Cyril, Pierre from No Sense. I begin in English, I will translate for the French people. I talked with Tom Aspinall after his win in London, and he told me he wants to step in the cage if you win. Is something that give you extra motivation to build a rivalry with this man. England-France rivalry too. It's something.
You know already the answer.
I'm sure, but
I'm not this kind of guy, and I don't need like we did the last years with Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
Tuivasa can be my friend for real, but we did a big war. Like, don't need to be a bad person or to do something like wrong or something no, I don't need that. I don't need that to do a war.
He went on his YouTube and said it, and he said, I quote, "The only ones who speak bad about me are Anthony Smith types, washed up vets who never amounted to anything who are still fighting."
What?
What do you make of all this?
So I'll be honest, I texted Glover yesterday and said, what in the is this? Because like trying to figure out which direction I'm supposed to go here. Like, did he take something out of context? Like, is he reading headlines? Or did he actually listen to what I said? Because what I said was, essentially, is he's the same size as everyone else. Like, what if you think if I said Islam is the same size as every other lightweight, he's gonna come at me all pissed off about it? No. My whole point was that he moved up to 205, so he's not gonna enjoy the same size advantage that he did at 185. That's it. I don't think that. Is that crazy? Am I wrong? Because the whole question was, you're a guy that moved up from 185 to 205. What are some of the things that you experienced that Alex may be experiencing, and what do you see the differences? So the difference is he's not the largest guy in the division. That he went from being the largest middleweight on planet Earth to a normal size 205er. And then I went on to say what makes him special is how I used the word special, that he's a special talent when it comes to being a striker, and that the division is more interesting with him in it. I said a bunch of nice shit about you. You're going to talk shit? I don't think so. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. And then we're just going to shake hands when we see each other because you're doing this media thing because you're looking for a rival. If you want a fucking rival, you got one right here. I didn't do shit to you. I've been nothing but complimentary of him because and his whole team. I like his coaches. I love Glover to death, and a lot of his training partners. Like I don't know what I did to that guy.
Dana White, it went viral. Chris Weidman, please retire. So I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I spoke to Dana White that night. So let's start with his comments. I see his comments. You know, to see your boss say that about you, it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? That's not something you ever want to hear your boss say. But if I put myself in his shoes, he's told by the doctor, after I've been out for 2.5 years with a super serious, probably the worst injury in the history of the UFC, I come back from that, and then he finds out before the presser that I tore my ACL and my LCL. That's another year right there. So when he's asked, you know, what do you think's wrong, you know, next for Chris? He tore his ACL and his LCL. I mean, I'd probably say, yeah, he should retire too. You know, if I tore my ACL and my LCL, man, I mean, I would that might be it. That might be it for me. I hate to just put blanket statements on myself, but yeah, that's probably it for me. But I only have a 4-week recovery now, and so it's not like I fought bad. I still love this. It's not like I'm doing this. I'm not doing this just for the money. Do I like getting the money from it? Yes, but I don't need it. I have so much. Listen, I got options. I got options for myself. I'll be good for the rest of my life. But I love what I do, and I have more to offer the sport. I still think I could bring a lot to the table and bring some great fights. So when I'm done, I'll know it and we'll be done. But it's not yet.